Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy WizCatcher77, bringing you his first YouTube video. A little background information about myself. I got into this game 10 years ago, which Yugi is about to celebrate its 10th anniversary very soon. I started at Yugi against a good friend of mine from high school, and we battled back and forth, and we used to battle for each other's cards, take each other's cards. And from that point, I met a good friend of mine named Greg, who used to go to the tournaments in Georgia here, and he had access to literally whatever cards he wanted. So he helped me build my first real deck, a beatdown deck, which everybody in the mom was playing at the time that played Yugi. I did pretty well with that, actually. Came close to coming to the top 4 in some tournaments. I got in the top 8 a few times, and these were huge tournaments. These were like 70, 80 people in this little small comic book shop. And at that time, I was going to high school, and I met Fire Twin and Water Twin. Fire Twin, you know him as Lord Solar 6G75. I'll put his link somewhere up at the top there. And they were playing pure attribute decks, and it really impressed me that they can win against the people that they won against with just this pure water deck or this pure fire deck. So it got me looking into, well, maybe I should try a pure deck, do something unique, because I didn't like doing beatdown deck because everybody was doing it. When Magician's Force came out, or the spoiler came out, I looked and I said, I think I want to do spellcasters. I took spellcasters and made them my own. I got a bunch of Gemini Elves, 3 Gemini Elves, 3 Skilled Darks. I built the deck, and it was still sort of a beatdown deck, kind of think about it, but it was a pure spellcaster deck, and I did pretty well with that. Top 8 in my locals once or twice, a few times actually. Then from that point, Invasion of Chaos came out, and to me, that's the point where the game took one of its first turning points. You got Chaos Timber Dragon, Black Luster Soldier, Chaos Sorcerer, and it was a huge, huge power influx into the game, and it was very hard to try to win with the pure type deck. Thankfully, I had Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer as one of my spellcasters, so they held those chaos decks at bay for a while. Time went on, FTKs, OTKs became more prevalent. It was hard to win. And then there was a period where it got really calm, and I was able to win my type deck and still do great things with it. And then Synchros got introduced. And it came a time where I had to think about, do I still want to be pure? Me, Water Twin, and Fire Twin, and another good friend of ours, Yokin88, which I'll put his channel link up there, talked about coming off purity. I decided against it, and so did Yokin88. But Fire Twin and Water Twin seriously took it into consideration, and they came off purity. As you can see by Lord Solar's decks, there are very few of them that are pure. So I played, and I slowly started to integrate synchros into my synchro deck that were not spellcasters, such as Stardust and Brionic, and I saw how much power that they gave me as a player. So I started to build other decks that weren't pure. I do still have a pure spellcaster deck. It's a Village Lockdown deck. I'll bring you that deck profile next. But a lot of my other decks, like Fortunated deck, is a spellcaster based deck, but it's not pure. It focuses on Synchron and uses some other tech cards and things like that. A lot of my decks revolve around spellcasters because that's my favorite type, but that's not all I know. I'm a very technical player, and I do read just about every card that comes out. I read all spoiler lists, and I look at card interactions, I look at YCS reports, I look at who won and why they won, and the plays they made that made them win. And I take into consideration cards and the player behind the cards and how they're meshing and work against other cards. So with that said, I'm going to try to bring my knowledge to YouTube with a couple of videos. I'm going to have an archive called Sage's Advice, one called Magic Formula. Sage's Advice is probably going to focus on advice on what to do with certain deck types, or what to put in your deck, or what to tech against this, or what to tech against that. Magic Formula is going to be about certain archetypes and certain deck builds, and how to break the chain, how to combat against it, how to prepare yourself for it. It's going to be about the current state of the meta game is going to be more general. Sage advice is going to be more focused. With that being said, thank you YouTube for giving me the opportunity, and let's get it started.